What's up, people? Class is in session. This is Professor Academy. In this video, I'm going to be doing another VOD review of a Lucio gameplay from Fly8Fly. This is the person who submitted this gameplay to my Discord. Again, link in the description. And this is actually, let's get into it and let's break it down. This is actually a 3600 ranked game, so we're probably going to have a lot to learn here, but I'm going to see if I can point out any opportunities I noticed as well. So let's get into it. Alright, so get the speed buff as soon as they exit the gate. That's good. Very good. Get the fire going. You got hit by that freaking fair, man. I hate the fair. Alright, he's moving with his team. That's good. Getting the damages. Good, all good right now. All good so far. He's playing around his team, using the speed buff. Using the speed buff. Is he going to go after the Zenyatta? That's what I like to see. The focus. Helping Roadhog secure that kill. And now he's just kind of playing on the point. You want to fight on the point because the capture point, it's much easier to take the capture point than try to take it back from the enemy. So he's fighting on the point, getting damages, focusing the Genji with his team. Also, what I like to see, and then he got owned. Okay. What I want to do, I want to see, so he was fighting on the point. I want to see if he could prevent that death. Okay. Genji just owned his face. Okay, one thing that I noticed as an opportunity is you were fighting on a point, which I mentioned is good, but you notice that your team is already on the point. If you're fighting on the point, and I believe at the time, yeah, I believe at the time you died, the point was captured. There we go. At this point, the point is captured. At this very moment, you are under fire from Pharah and Genji, and then this Mercy healing this Genji. What you may want to do is move off of the point because you know that there is at least one ally you have on the point, and to go do something else. That probably may involve trying to kill this Mercy, or maybe backing up to your back line and off of the point and trying to maybe drop down some suppressing fire on Pharah. But being in this location is a very vulnerable location for Lucio, especially if there's a live Pharah on the team, and it makes you an easy target to hit. And you don't need to be here because your teammates are already there. Now, he says this is like one of his first games with the new Lucio, despite him being 3600, so it's a little bit rusty. So hopefully that's some helpful piece of advice for you. Hopefully that's how everything else was good. Like being on the point up until that point, up until those very last seconds was really good. Just in terms of those last seconds, we could have been elsewhere. All right, so it's now making back to the point. Eventually, there you go. He's getting the damage on the fair. Eventually, you'll learn how to get to the point a little bit faster than that by using Lucio's new speed boost and wall climb. But he actually recognizes that his team has lost a fight and he's going to regroup. This is what I like to see. Very good discipline here, knowing that you can't do everything by yourself and going to get your team, playing like a team player. Playing like a team player. He actually has a much less aggressive style than, say, DSP's thinking. There is two distinct styles. Bodyguard playstyle is still very, very much a viable playstyle as opposed to the aggressive DSP stinky playstyle. So he plays more of a bodyguard playstyle, playing with his team. I do notice here he just gotta try to get some suppressing fire. That was actually good that he apped that heal. It didn't save his team. But his teammate just took a little too much burst damage, and then all the ults came in, and he just kind of made sure he didn't die to the ult. And now that Pharah trying to put some support out of the Pharah, he did not die to the McCree, which is good. He just tried to survive here, but then he gets hit by the scatter shot. So I'm gonna rewatch this again because there's a lot of stuff going on here. I want to watch this like second by second. So we're moving here with the team. I'm going to put my mouse on the pause button. And there's the Genji, shooting at the Genji. And Pharah takes out Zarya. And that's just her taking too much burst damage. There's nothing we can really do about that. It's fair, right? You can't knock her away or anything like that. So there's nothing we could have done about that. And then he apps heal as Zarya dies. This is just unfortunate. Like, this is the right decision. Like, your speed like she was taking just residual like harass damage. You want to app heal, so this was a good decision. Just so happens that she died anyway because of burst. There we go. So Soldier gets taken out immediately by that amazing Hanzo ultimate, and you're back here. There's nothing you could have done about that. And then of course you hear you guys can hear, but there's the Genji ult goes down as well. And I think that's Genji right there. And he's surrounded by Zarya, so you can't go over there without dying. So he's keeping his distance, just pushing out Subsciber. So this is all good. All good here. And now he's going kind of over here to just drop the fire on his Pharah. And he tries to knock back the Hanzo, disrupt his aim, which is good. But that's where things went wrong. He did not notice that the Hanzo was here. And Hanzo has Scattershot. Scattershot arrow is on a 10-second cooldown. So he hasn't seen Hanzo use it recently, which means Hanzo probably has that thing up. He knows that Scattershot can one-shot you. So at this point, I would just pull back and be a little bit more reserved because I know that the enemy team has an advantage. Maybe think about going and taxing your team because you're just in a super dangerous situation here, and this death wasn't necessary, especially if we just noticed that the Hanzo was there. Because we know that we had time because we went in there, saw Hanzo, then came back and just kind of looked outside, and then he just kind of shot us in the back. So that's something. Pretty much almost all deaths can be prevented. The hindsight is 20/20, so maybe not at the moment, but we always want to look at too. So to prevent those deaths, just realize that your team is losing the fight, and you don't have your team coordinated enough to take the fight. Pull back, play a little bit more defensively until you can rally with your team again, and then be aware of those cooldowns. Scattershot is on 6-second cooldown. If you haven't seen him use it recently, be a little bit more cautious because he can one-shot you like he did there. Man, that Hanzo's a beast. That Hanzo's the beast, like that Hanzo is dangerous. There you go, getting a little bounce off the wall for speed. Oh, the Genji. There you go. Now he's rallying with his team. This is just all I like to see. His team is calling the fall back, so he's following his team, falling back. So I like to see that Genji. That Pharah is, I don't know what she was doing by herself up there, but I guess she was trying to get some ultimate charge. Get on. Alright, now they're moving in, I suppose. Okay. I'm just going to watch this and see how it plays. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think. Alright. 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 That was the last push of the game, okay? That was the last push of the game. It was kind of like, because it was the last push of the game, he did a really, like, this ultimate was just not good. Not because he, wanted to do a bad ultimate. It's because it's the last push of the game. So he was in a way forced to do this really bad ultimate, which, like, I think he knew there was a very low chance of him getting anything out of this. Because if his Winston dies here, because his Winston is far too aggressive, like, they're not going to be able to win this fight. So this is kind of like a desperate Hail Mary ult. But I think he realizes that. Alright, so he drops this ultimate. He goes after McCree, which is fine. And then he actually, because he was somehow that Zenyatta ultimate. So with the focus he has on the McCree, which is a dangerous game, he must have heard that McCree didn't have flashbang or something because he didn't get flashbang immediately. If that's the case, then that's really good. He's keeping track of the McCree ult, and he went after him, and he kind of forced both his supports to back up the McCree. So he did really good with the time he actually had, and now he's just he's forcing the Zenyatta, just trying to stall a point for as long as possible. So nothing bad to say there. Just he was really forced into a bad situation. Nothing he really could have done about that in that specific situation. He needed to drop the beat in order to save his Winston and not turn in the fight into a 5v6. Though Here's the thing about that, man. If your Winston's just gonna run up and get killed by himself without enemies ulting at all, I mean, that's just that teammate fucking up. Like, your sound barrier usually isn't enough to save that Winston. Like, and then if you use your sound barrier on that to save that Winston, which he clearly did, even to push his team in, like, your team wasn't in a position to use the 500 health shield. So like the enemy team just used a bunch of ults after that, and like your sound barrier, and they just kind of like wrecked your team. But that's what happens when you use sound barrier to save people. It usually the enemy team, they can wait it out or just wait till the shield degrades and then just ult your team because you don't have an answer for it. All right, next round. I'm actually gonna do the next round. I don't know. I might watch this entire game. This is a 3600 game, so I want to see. Again, there's a lot of things he's doing well, so I want to focus on that. He gets smashed by the Fair Rockets. That's the struggle, is trying to get smashed by those Fair Rockets. He's just playing back, doing the damages, moving into this, like slowly, gradually moving up, dodging the Roadhog hook by moving into this room, trying to put down some suppressing fire. It's all good. Oh my god. And Ana dies. Now that's sad. Can we have prevented Anna's death here? So Ana is right there. She is so out of position. Like, what is this life? Like, this is way too far forward for Ana. Like, how is she the last one? Now, as soon as he saw that this Ana was hurt, what should have been on his mind is to switch the speed and go try to taxi her. So a little faster, but I'm not sure if that would have saved her life. This would have been like a split-second decision. Ana's just out of position, and I'm not sure about what he could have done to stop this death. Besides trying to go taxi her, so that's just 100% Ana's fault. that's on Ana. I don't know. Like, she was just way out of position. All right, so now he's just dropping down fire. Even despite the enemy team picking up 2 kills, like, they took the point because they're just fighting on the point. Like, get on the point, guys. Good job. All right. There's the hook that missed. Good. I want to analyze this app. I don't know what he used the app for. I want to see whether it is a good use of the app. All right. So he has the app in 2 seconds. And you're just gonna use it. He's at 146 health. He used it. Okay. He used it kind of just to heal himself after he was taking damage. But so happens he healed himself to fill it pretty fast. But then this Zarya was taking damage. This was a good app. This was a good app. Just because there happened to be other people around him taking damage as well. So that's a good heal. Get used to the heal. Oh, fair. Ah, shit. Yeah. The Ferris. Okay. Farrah is the conundrum because it's really hard to take her out. But we're going to figure out how we could have died to her anyway. How we could have not died to her anyway. So, Farrah just kind of runs up on us to our side. So we know Farrah's right here. We know Farrah's to our left. She kills. So we're supporting. There we go. There's Farrah. And we saw that Farrah was there. And we saw that Hanzo was there earlier because he used scatter shot. We saw that Hanzo was close. What may this requires a little bit more awareness that she is alive. Now I know that you wanted to stick next to your Zarya, but to make yourself a easier, a less easy target to hit, you may want to consider jumping on some walls, like in this little clock tower right here, this little area right here, this little thing. I want to show you guys. Let me stop pointing the things. I'm actually going to show you what I'm talking about here. Alright, so you're right here, right? And you're standing right here so you can get heals on the Zarya, and you know that Hanzo and Zarya are coming to your left. And they just try to chase you down, you're backing up, and you're like, oh no, Farrah up in my face. So what I'd actually suggest is once you see Farrah's right there, it's dangerous. Like, the danger. They were killing your team. Zarya wasn't really accomplishing much by herself. I would have done one of two things. I would either say, hey Zarya, back up. Because you need to back up, because you and Zarya aren't going to take down Farrah. You need to, that. So, realizing when the fight is lost is nice. But, I mean, you guys were trying to hold the point. So, let's say that's not a viable option. Another option, get up here. Get up here. And just kind of, like, be evasive, right here. Try to protect yourself from the Pharah. You know, use this little wall thing here. You know, do some of this shenanigans right here. You know, and you can still be shooting in that direction while you're sliding along these things. You know, you can get along with this dome. You're a lot harder target to hit when you're, you know, bouncing around like this, and you can still be shooting. Just try to be a little bit more evasive here. Like, go away, go away. You know, just do whatever you can to not die in this situation, because it's a struggle. So it's still hard though, because Pharah can kind of chase you around, but you can make your life hell. Like you can I mean, you could be up here. Like, oh my God, Zarya, get back, get back. Because you aren't really gonna hold the point for very long while fighting Pharah, and oftentimes, especially when you're at that point, it's more beneficial to you if you just live as opposed to just die. Especially since it was a staggered death. So if your entire team died here, right at the same time, that would be fine if you died. But it wasn't. It's more of a staggered death. So that's also what you want to look out for, making sure your deaths are staggering. Back to this. That Zarya is dead. Yeah, you see that? This Roadhog just got back to combat, and with your Winston and your other Roadhog. So these were very, very staggered deaths. And it really, you lose more time by having the staggered death than you gain by trying to stall the point against a Pharah. I mean, against certain people, you may want to stall the point out, but not against Pharah. And apparently not this Hanzo, because this Hanzo's the boss. Alright, so you move in with the speed, and you want to just move in because this is actually really good. I want to point out how good this is. He saw, and let me go back to what I'm talking about here. So he saw that his team got a pick on the Hanzo. So as soon as he gets the pick on the Hanzo, well, first of all, his Winston calls it out, and then he moves in with the speed to get that speed buff and push his team in, because it's 6v5 now. Let's go fight. We get a pick. Let's go fight. Good job. That's what I like to see. All right, getting the damages on them, getting the damages on his team, on the enemy team. Yep, doesn't die to that. McCree out. You want to switch to speed to help get them out of the high noon. Potentially, and he's just really playing cautiously here. He's not playing aggressively at all. He's just back here, just throwing down suppressing fire. And he was gonna try to go try to save his McCree or save his Winston, but that Winston died too fast. But he did attempt to go speed that Winston out of trouble. That's what he needed to do. So he just playing really conservatively here, especially with there being a Pharah still alive. Now he's gonna do some cheeky shenanigans here. He's going to be cheeky right now. He's going down to reinforce his teammates. There he goes. That's what I like to see. So I like to see. Bodyguard Lucio. Alright, so there's the Justice. There's the Mercy ult. You guys can't hear it, but Mercy ulted in. And he's just playing conservatively. Oh, nice. That's good. Survived there. Knocked him back. Now, is he going to try to stall here? Nice! He came back, he repositioned and got that knockback. That's clutch play. Now the enemy's staggered. Like, he can be pushing the same man now. But that Pharah, Jesus. Pharah will refuse us to die. I don't know how that Pharah didn't die to that Roadhog hook, but this is Masters, guys. Like, Jesus. Alright. So this team, we're just too staggered to go in off of that. There you go. Tactical Visor, Sound Bearer. That's a great ultimate. That's what I like to see. And then he speeds his team in with the speed buff. His Ana is really very aggressively positioned. And he just kind of plays back and moves with his team. Like, he's in the back line of his team. Like, he's there as body. He was really playing Bodyguard style. This is, I mean, like I told you, Bodyguard style is very effective. This is actually what you see in like high-level tournament play. Like, I'm gonna be putting out a review of a tournament game of someone of a Master Level Lucio who's gonna link me his pro team's gameplay. I think it's Frogger or Froggin. I don't know, but I'll put it out eventually. But yeah, he's just playing Bodyguard. There's the Scottish shot, 10-second cooldown. Always be aware of that. That leaves an opportunity. Because now you know when you fight Hanzo, he doesn't have it. Oh, that's very dangerous right there. Both McCree and it. So he does back out. That's good. That's what I like to see. He does back out because you see that Roadhog and McCree probably both have their hook and flashbang backs out, and he's just playing body. He just playing back. Just throwing down the damage. He's not being too aggressive here, and he's able to just knock back that McCree to kite him out. Oh, there goes the. What's he gonna do here? He's just gonna move with his team. He's gonna put the speed buff on the Winston, and okay, now he's just gonna ult just to kind of like, because he knows the team is fighting. And Pharah, OP. Not just a little cluster, but you just notice this positioning. He's constantly just staying back and just making sure he's with his team. Interesting stuff. No huge mistakes that I saw. Let me see if we could have prevented that pass death. Let's see if we could have prevented that death. So he's on Mercy, and Pharah turns around to protect Mercy. Like, right. Bam. I don't think there's much. Pharah two-shot him. Is this Pharah OP, man? I don't think there's much we could have done to prevent that, but we won it anyway. We won it anyway. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. There's a potential of some plays maybe being able to be made if you're looking for them, but this playstyle of just staying back and protecting your team, acting like a bodyguard, just dropping down, suppressing fire. I mean, when it works, it works. It works a lot better when your team is competent, you know, as this claim seems to be. But it can work. It can work. You can put out a lot of that knockback. The new knockback, it does do a lot of work. New knockback does do a lot of work. And then he's using a speed buff, and just being he played more like a support in this game. Playing like more like a support. Alright, here we go. Move on his team, and he's moving to this left side so he can actually. He's moving to the point so he can actually get to control of the point. So now, like, he's completely locking down this side. See, that's the thing about being here. Oh, okay. Oh, let me pull it back and just talk about this. So he's right here. He's on the point. That means that this side is pretty much locked down. Like, no one can come here while there's no one can safely come here while there's a Lucio here. He's pretty much locking this area down. So this is actually a really great position for Lucio to be in. And then there's a ton of cover from fire. All right, and then he just dropping down the suppressing fire. He only has one person. Okay, his team is moving in. There we go. Okay, that's what happened. So he was trying to heal his Zarya, but he just forgot to switch to heal buff. It happens. That stuff happens. All right. He got knocked down, but he's not gonna die because he's the boss. There you go. He's chesting it. He's chesting it. Chesting those walls. All right. So now where is he gonna go? He's gonna get with his team, and then the knockback. OP. See the knockbacks. This map is love for Lucio. That was actually a really good knockback. Good drop. Good drop, and then dropping down there some basic fire. Also, another benefit of this playstyle is that you charge your ult really fast because you're always shooting at the enemy team. So that's actually really good. Is that your ability to charge ult really fast? Corner climbing. I need to make a video on how to corner climb. Is he gonna kill him? There's a dash. 8-second cooldown. He probably could have killed that guy if he would have went super ham, but it's fine. He wanted to play a little bit more conservatively. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine decision. There's the Lucio, and he just gotta kind of like Lucio do what he wants. He's just standing back, making sure he's around his team. He's gonna use a speed buff, move up with his team, move up with his team. He's going to use the speed. Okay. Here's what I'm noticing about that. I'll rewind. Here's what I'm noticing about the speed buff when you amp it. Like, this speed buff was kind of wasted. The thing about the speed is, like, without like really good communication, and I'm not hearing him communicate in chat. Like, your team can't really know how to most effectively use their speed amp. Now, if you just switched to speed buff here, like just the passive speed, it would have accomplished literally the exact same thing. The speed amp is a lot more risky, and a lot less useful for getting the team out of combat unless they know what's coming. The speed amp. So it most likely would have been more effective for him to just use speed, to use heal, and then just use passive speed to get his team out of danger if that was his goal, which it seemed like it was. See, like he's trying to pull them back, but like his Roadhog is already in a safe position here. But he does switch to heal, so he only is on speed for a little bit, and then he switches to heal. So it wasn't that bad. But just note that his team didn't really use it that well, the speed app. And the same thing could have accomplished with the speed passive. All right, now he's just surviving here. He doesn't die a lot. That's what I'm noticing as well. He doesn't die a lot. He has a very safe playstyle. All right, we heard the hook, and he's going in on that Roadhog because he knows Roadhog's hook is down, so an 8-second cooldown. So he can go a little bit more aggressive and get some damages on him. And now he has his ultimate. He has his ultimate. He should be looking for a good opportunity to use that thing. There's the Gendry getting the damages on him, and Gendry 8-second cooldown, but he's gonna stay on the point. Just do the damages. Do the damages. He does not use that ult there, which is good. I'm glad to see the discipline. There is the ult. Oh no. There's the ult, but that's fine. There we go. So he had his ult, and then he hurt the Gendry ult, and then he just dropped the beat. Really good. I do want to analyze his prioritization during this skirmisher. Like who does he choose to prioritize? All right, so he goes to fight the Gendry, and now he's gonna come back, and he hears we see the Tracer and Lucio immediately, and he tries to knock back the Tracer, and then he gets the damages on the Roadhog. Now, one thing is this a good target? I think yes. We already got the kill on the Mercy. Otherwise, I'd say the Mercy is the higher priority target. But it seems like, and who is this Roadhog kill? Lucio. Okay. But before this, he switched to Roadhog pretty much immediately, and he heard that Roadhog was ulting, and there's a Lucio and a Tracer on the point. The Roadhog is the right target, especially while he's ulting, because not only is he a great target, not only is he really easy to hit, but he's easy, like you do a lot of damage, especially if you get line headshots. You do more damage than you think. And also, he's like not really. Well, in this area, he's a little bit of a threat, but you can protect your team from this ult by just killing him. So I will say that is a great when it comes to Tracer, Lucio, Roadhog. If you don't have any supports or anyone easy to kill, Roadhog is the right target. Good target prioritization, and then he just wins that. Is it hot in here, or is it just me? There we go. I think 3 rounds is enough for us to get a general gist of how he plays and how it works, and a few areas of opportunity. He's really good. He actually he doesn't die a lot. He's very effective as his Bodyguard playstyle. He knows how to survive. Just Pharah, man, struggles. Pharah, man, and just a little bit more tweaking, a little bit more opportunities. But again, this guy's he's at Masters. So, hey, Fly, hopefully that was helpful to you. This was helpful to me. Hopefully this is helpful to my viewers. Again, if you have some VODs you want me to review, check out my Discord channel. Just drop it in there. I have even a little room dedicated to dropping my VOD reviews in there. I'll put the link in the description. This has been Professional Academy. Thanks for watching. Class dismissed.